months to go until we reach 2 years.
Hello! Hello, 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 hello! Happy Friday. I can finally say that. I'm happy about that. Because every time it was Thursday, I was like, Happy Thursday. It's like no one's really happy about Thursday. I guess it could be, but, you know. How are you guys? Serenity and Sniggle hitting it early with the subs. Thanks, guys! Yeah, 4 months to go until 2 years. Then you can switch over to the Patreon stuff and actually get something. I feel so bad. Twitch, why? Oh, Sniggle21, slightly beating out Serenity. Here's the sub shrub. I'm not gonna count. Just take your wishes. Just do it. I still have to get a new one. He's so dirty. Poor baby. Oh, Prime sub. Okay. Okay. As long as you don't care. I mean, that is $2, I think, on you. I don't know if it was free. I don't remember, actually. Can you guys hear me okay? How's the sounds? How's the sounds? It's a little loud on my end, I guess. Ugh. Oh no. You can see this thing. Here. Go away, ugly camera. Why are you laughing at that?
Your commentary?
Me?
It was funny commentary.
Okay. Sounds good. Music is a wee bit loud. True that. Good call, Saran. Good call. How are you guys? How are you doing? Sorry I went camless the past 2 weeks. Gabe just had to be gone, you know. I had to watch the littles. As you can see, I've got a little floof on my lap here. Oh, baby. Baby Butter be sleeping. Same stuff as always. Oh, Serenity, you poor thing. I wish I could give you a hug because you put up with so much crap. No, come back. Don't replay the song. Why are you lagging? Help! Help! And my mouse is dying. Everything's happening. Oh my god. Why is the... There we go. It's like blowing in a Nintendo cartridge. Jeez, Gabe, what were you doing the past 2 weeks? Sniggle said. Ha 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 ha. You guys have technically played more board games with him in the past 2 weeks than I have in the past year. And I live with him every day. We don't know what fun is. So I've got my little woolly bear buttons here. I'm going to show real quick. They actually look better than this now because check this out. Okay, I just put this on here, but you know what? I'm going to take it back off. I want to show you what y'all are missing. Snaggle, I know you're not into this, so you can mentally check out for a minute if you want. Where's my little box? Here we go. So, as you can see here, we got a cricket, right? I keep calling it a cry cut because it's spelled cry cut. It doesn't look like cricket, so I'm an idiot. I keep saying cry cut. Anyway, I used to hand cut out each one of these little bottle tops. You see how janky this cutting job is? To make these little bottles, right? Because I want the button to look like a bottle and I want it to look like you caught this little thing, right? So I hand cut out like 20 of these, which isn't that bad, I guess. But now I'm up to like doing an 80 a sheet. So we got the cricket, and this is how much more precise it can get. Like, that's so good. And then I just laminate that, and then I have to cut it out again. So yeah, the lamination cut is a little bit but like, look how tight that is. Look at that. That alone is like worth the money for me, so I don't have to waste time cutting stuff. But the little woolly bear pens, they start like this, and then I glue on the bottle top. So I still have that to go, but then those will go out on Monday. So if anybody wants to sign up for them to the end of August, you can look at the bottom of the screen for that. Hello, Queen Kit Kat. How you doing? What's up? Today we're going to be doing this one. We're going to be doing these little guys. These ones are cute. I like this one. This happy snail that's got this flower attached to his shell. This little red squirrel who's got a whole bunch of junk going on. I forgot what plant that is. And then this slug that passed out from eating too much. So, I don't know how much we're going to actually get done or how long I'm going to stream for, but since I'll be at Dragon Con, I might as well get a good amount of these done. So, let's do that. Before I keep going with this one, I'm gonna actually switch over, I think, to the little guys here. Because this one, all that needs is more pink for the flowers. So, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna do that actually. Switch up. This is the ink I'm using though. It's a Daler-Rowney, I think it's Burnt Umber. Where's it say? There you go. Burnt Umber. There are many types of umber. Some burn, some not. These are my nasty, dirty watercolors. Isn't that great? Alright. Let's see. Your fave is the snail. Have I recovered from my flu? I guess. I'm always a little bit sniffly because of allergies, so I apologize for that in advance. But that cold I had, yeah, that's gone. That's gone. Which, it's funny because I'm gonna try my damnedest not to get sick at Dragon Con, but we'll see how that goes. I think the trick is leading up to actually leaving to take a bunch of vitamin C. Not to do it while you're there, but to do it beforehand too. I mean, obviously do it when you're there too, but, you know, do it all the time, right? So I'll be leading up to that, but hopefully I don't get sick. I haven't had a con since May, because I've been pulling back on them quite a bit. I'm actually having a very good year in terms of less con stress, because last year I was doing 2 to 3 a month, which turns out is way too much. Don't want to do that to yourself, especially if you want to make things. You can't make things if you're always gone, you know? So that was a lesson learned. This year though, doing less cons has been really nice. You know, I've been able to chill at home with the dogs. I've been able to think more clearly too. That's another big one. If you're always go, 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 it's really hard to actually stop and think. So I've been pretty happy that I've been able to actually kind of chill. So it's been a restful year and a kind of a catch-up year for me. I'm hoping next year is a more catch up with my dreams year. So I'm hoping more stories next year, because this one is basically stay afloat, make money, you know, that sort of year. But yeah, Burnt Umber is a beautiful color. True that, Serenity. True that. So next week is Dragon Con. I'm happy I'm not going to be in one of the party hotels this year, because that is just not how I roll, and in the past it's been a complete bother. It's been really loud, like all night, every night. So I'm really happy that we won't have to deal with that this year, or I won't, since it'll just be me. Hey Jeremy, how are you? I think these are Winsor Newtons. They're probably kind of a mix of either Winsor Newton and maybe a Daniel Smith or two, but yeah, mainly Winsor Newton. I think a couple of these we might have gotten last year in New York. I'm not sure though, so that was last year, but yeah. Yeah, we'll mainly be ink washing, but I'm gonna finish up these flowers. I didn't intend to actually add other colors to these, but this one I kind of felt, I don't know, obligated to make them a different color. Oh, I picked all the colors. So one of my one of my frustrations when I first started watercoloring was I was using Gabe's palette. So I found out that that was one of the reasons I was actually bad at watercolor when I started, was because I wasn't using my colors. Imagine that. Yeah, that does have something to do with it. So I have a little swatch sheet here, and this is where the paintbrushes go, but it's nice to have a swatch sheet so you at least know, because what are all these, right? You don't even know. They all look like black, right? Well, some are more black than others, and some are blue, some are purple, some are even green. So it's good to make a swatch sheet, but yep, these are all hand-picked ones. I think I spent like an hour in a Dick Blick one day just picking out the ones I liked. But yeah, they're way more my palette than Gabe was. Gabe's are pretty, but Gabe's are Gabe colors. I drew these probably a month ago and I already forgot what plants they are and what I was doing with this line art. Serenity, I've liked your videos you've been putting up. Those are nice. How do you feel about putting them up? Do you like it? So, it sucks because every time I seem to send out pet commissions, it's like the day that I stream, so I came and show you guys ones I recently finished. I just knocked out 4 this week, so that's good. The last couple before Dragon Con. But this girl today, that I've known from a few cons, her kitty passed away unexpectedly after just a routine dental checkup. There were complications, and all of a sudden they said, we need to put him down. Apparently, Gabe, they actually found a mass in his mouth that went down the back of his throat, so he had trouble breathing. So it wasn't even just the plaque or decay. Apparently she didn't know about that, yeah. So that sucks.
I think cats are one of those animals that don't...
They don't really tell you when they're sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
You have to kind of have to just notice. But she contacted me to let me know because I was a fan of this cat's. I'm not really a cat fan, but he was a good kitty and he was really fat. And I am just a fan of fat animals. So she let me know, and then she ended up buying a portrait for him. And I'm thinking it's way too soon. Like, I almost wanted to deny her and say, don't do it yet. And I usually do if I'm in person, but I felt weird doing it on the internet. It just felt like yelling at somebody who's emotional. So, I told her, I'm like, take your time, do what you gotta do, work through it, don't do it while you're in pain. But she did it anyway. Which, I guess, it's nice, but it also makes me feel really bad. Because it's like, I don't like taking advantage of people's sadness, and sometimes I feel like if somebody buys one right away, I feel kind of icky. So, I'll come back to this after these dry. Hi! Love your art. Personally, haven't drawn in months. My Ninja One. How do you say your name? Is it mine? My Ninja... Oh, my Ninja One. Mine Ninja One. I'm gonna just call you Ninja. Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate that. And if you haven't drawn in months and you miss drawing, just start drawing, even if it's crap. It's better to draw than not draw. Also, if you work with ink, any type of ink, Gabe and I learned this from someone, I forget who, but if you need to mix it up, don't shake it. Just tilt it. Okay? So if you ever need to mix up your ink, don't shake it, because it's going to make bubbles. It does something else to the ink, too. I forget what. Do you remember?
No.
I forget. It's just easier on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. group I went to FairyCon plans. Oh, that's great, Jeremy. I wish I could go again, but it's 20 hours from me, so I don't want to do that again. And I actually can't this year, so I have a different con I gotta go to around the same time. But I hope you have fun, man. That was a great con. Let's see. I know that's supposed to be white. So let's do maybe some... I already pre-stained these, basically. Like, one day I kind of did a wash on all of them. So they're already kind of tinted. Yeah. I don't know if it's easy or not to see on the camera, but yeah, they are tinted. That's a nice, consistent color. I got new brushes, let me tell you. Brushes make a huge difference. I honestly never thought they did, but they totally do. I was a moron. Same distance? Oh, 6 hours? Yeah, Jeremy, this is a little bit closer than 20. Homie. You look like you had fun last year, though, so... Do you get to bring your mom this year, or do you have to get her stuff again? Oh, there you go, Serenity. Yeah, so you know. I don't even know what kind these were. I think they're synthetic. Gabe, are these synthetic?
Yeah.
They're nice ones, though. I made sure not to get the cheapest ones. Even if they are synthetic, I think I got, like, middle to high-priced ones. So, hopefully that helps. Yeah, they told me that last year that it'd be in a bigger building this year, so that's good. I just hope they have more in attendance to, I guess, justify it, because last year the attendance was really, really low for even that venue. I know they're expecting more because of their lineup of musicians, but at the same time, I worry for them. I just wish they had a Midwest one. I don't know why they haven't put together a Midwest one. Seems kind of like a duh. Also, if anybody wants to beat out the Dragon Con crew and snag one of these for yourself, feel free. Because I'd rather sell them before I go to Dragon Con anyway, so if anybody likes these and wants one, let me know. But yeah, also, last couple days to sign up for my Patreon for this month and get this month's reward. It's a woolly bear. One of my favorite babies. Trying to think of a guardian for next month. I think I want to do one that guards wheat, since I'm on my wheat kick and it is harvest season. I think that would be really cool, like a little harvest spirit. So I might do that. And I might actually take the squash spirit, some of you may remember him from last year, and do that for October. Actually, that would be awesome. I think I'm totally gonna do that. Oh, yeah. That's true. Damn it, I went the wrong year. I should have went this year. Because, yeah, the Dark Crystals are releasing. Shit. I made a mistake. It's usually, Dark Crystal fans dig my stuff. Wendy was there last year, but not Brian. But I'm guessing Brian's there this year because of Dark Crystal. He was actually in an Imagine Effects I looked at recently, too. Like his sketchbook. I thought about buying it, but I was like, nah. I probably shouldn't buy any more Imagine Effects. I used to have too many. And honestly, they're kind of repetitive. They say the same thing a lot for tutorials and stuff. Of course, I only noticed that after I got a subscription, and it was like 2 years later. I'm like, I remember this from another thing. So. And they are expensive, yeah. How many followers do I have? Where? Here? You can look for yourself, Ninja. I mean, they're just at the top of the screen, I think. Especially those ones that are like super thick and they're like special editions. I remember paying upwards of $40 for one. It was expensive. I don't know if they're more expensive in the US or in Europe, because they're Europe based. So I'm not sure how much more expensive they are over there. Or less, I guess. Oh man, this color's way off. See if I can fix that. That's a bit closer. Hey, Fricka! How you doing? How you been? Iced chai. Yum yum. I'm actually thinking maybe I'm not in a inking mood. Kinda just want to draw. I have to draw a promo image for Dragon Con. Maybe I'll just do that. Or maybe I am getting warmed up with this. You're good? That's good. Today is like the first fall-like day we've had. And I'm super excited about it because I think it's supposed to go in the next couple days. So for a good amount of the day we had like the doors and stuff open, the windows open. It's been like the first day we could open up the house in like 3 months. It's been too hot to do so otherwise, and I hate air conditioning. Like, I hate it. I don't like the idea of reprocessed air. Something about that just irks me. It's like, ugh. Especially when you got a lot of pets. And you're like, well, I'm breathing their air, I'm breathing their fur, I'm breathing their dander. Ugh. And Gabe and I have allergies, so it's like... Air conditioning's kind of hell for people with allergies. Oh, damn, Serenity. Okay, Jaeger. Jeez. Good, yeah, don't talk. Keep driving. Are you using mobile data for this?
Most people don't have to worry about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because most people have free, and then it just throttles them
Oh, really?
once they reach a cap.
Alright, never mind. Apparently we're not most people. Since our phone plan, I guess, is different. Matt, be careful. You got me all worried now. That's true, Sniggle, you're not. But that's what makes you special. Don't you forget! Let's do these little guys. Is anybody doing anything cool for the weekend? Or has your week been cool? Tell me something cool. I want to be happy for you. Do you sometimes miss having a regular working schedule? That's a fair question. Yeah, sometimes. But I also really like my freedom. And over time I've kind of developed a schedule. It's just kind of later in the day and kind of whatever. It's really hard to get used to when you have had a schedule all your life, basically, that was from like 5 to 6 a.m. all the way to like 3 or 4 p.m., you know, or like to 5, I guess, depending on where you worked or school. So like now that I get to sleep in every day, basically 10:30 to 11, and stay up like midnight or 1, it's another form of a schedule just kind of shifted, I guess. And I do all my chores and all my errands in the beginning of the day, which is really nice because then, you know, I've got daylight and people usually aren't at places, which is also a bonus. I love that. I was at Target yesterday? Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It was 2 days ago. Whatever. I think it was Tuesday or something. I was at Target. No one was there. I love that. I love that so much. And, you know, shopping places like grocery stores, oh, so good when no one's there. I get really frustrated by dumb people. And by dumb people, I mean inconsiderate people. People that leave their cart on one side of the aisle and their body is on the other side, so they're taking up the entire aisle. I hate that. And if there's less people, you get less of that. So, you know, there's that. But I guess I've developed my own schedule where I end up kind of starting work around 3 p.m. and then I just kind of work till I go to sleep. And then if I don't have as much intensive work, then maybe I get an hour at the end of the night or something. But did you, Serenity? Do you want to share it or no? Because if you don't, I get it. But either way, I'm proud of you for starting. Did you like it? Do you think you'll like it more in the future? Do you think it's something you'll have to get used to? How did you feel about it? I won't understand anything. I know a couple words. It was funny because my high school offered German or Spanish. And I took Spanish. A lot of good it's doing me now dating a Mexican, but I don't know. Still, I don't know as much as I thought I did. But a lot of people I knew took German, so they'd be speaking it around me and such. And I like Rammstein, so there's that. Maybe that's gotten me some cred. I don't know. Oh, is it just like you playing a game? You just streamed you playing a hidden object game? Put it in Discord so you get some views. Actually, Serenity, that might be really funny. If you're swearing and stuff in German and just getting upset, I might really like that. That could be really funny. But yeah, link your channel anyway. You know I'm all for that. Oh. What does that mean? You've already recorded a bunch of these? Is that what that means? I think I just confused my lines. See, that's why you gotta do things when they're fresh in your mind, man. You go back to some line work and you're gonna screw it up and think it's something else. It's not fresh in your mind anymore. That's what I just did. Oh, also, where did I put it? Hello? What? Where did I put it? I have a cover to my new coloring book I wanted to show you. Oh, here we go. Okay. So a few of you know, knew that in May I was doing Mermaid, but I was doing it differently. So I made all my mermaid drawings into a coloring book, which right now it's empty. This is just the cover, but I've got to put it together for Dragon Con. But the proceeds for each one of these books is going to go to sea preservation charities. So I'm going to do it to like maybe 1 month it'll be for like saving reefs, maybe another month it'll be for manatees, just kind of random sea preservation stuff. So they'll probably be around like 15 bucks, something like that. So there's that. But these have been pretty cute to make. I'm excited to have those. No, I printed it myself. So this cover is printed, and it's a little printed off on the back, but that's okay. But this vinyl on the front is actually done by my Cricut. Again, I'm bringing up the Cricut. So I took the original black logo that I've got, and I made a Cricut file out of it, and then if you see here, it just cuts it. So then I can just go in here and like a sticker, you can just take it off. Just like that. And then I went through 15 or 20 books and placed it where it's supposed to be on the title. So this first run is a little bit janky, I'll admit it. I might actually just sell these first ones for 10 bucks just because like I said, the back's off a little bit, but I don't know. Once I put them together, I'll figure out what I'm doing with them. But yeah, printed all by me. It's gonna be bound by me. It's just time consuming is the only problem with doing that. But I kind of like doing it. I like crafts and such, so working with my hands every once in a while instead of drawing is kind of a nice break. But that should be on my Etsy either before I go to Dragon Con or after. I'll put it up in case anybody wants one of those. Yeah, so the Cricut's pretty cool. It can do a lot of stuff. It can use a lot of different papers and paper types. It can even cut wood if it's a light enough wood. So like if it's balsa wood or something, you can even cut that. But yeah, it's actually I had all these ideas for getting one, and I was like, yeah, that, you know, before you get any major equipment, it's good to kind of pre-prep all of the projects you would have for it and see if, you know, this would actually be worthwhile to get in the long run because I have all these projects I want to do. So it's good to think about those ahead of time. And if you don't have many, or, you know, the price is too much, then don't do it. But I thought of some projects, and then I get it, and then not only do I do those projects, but it actually helps me, like, it's helped me in 3 spots in my Patreon that I didn't even plan for it to. But, so it's like learning to save me time, I guess. I don't know, it's pretty cool. It's surprising me, I guess, with all that it can do that I didn't anticipate. Gabe, was there any mail that was worthwhile? Just junk? Junk mail. Huge waste of resources. Blech. But yeah, they aren't exactly cheap. So our next one we want to kind of get is like an embroidery machine. But like I said, before you get anything like that, think of some projects first and see if it's kind of, you know, it fits your brand, it fits your time schedule, all that crap. So I've got a couple ideas for it, but I want to think of some more before actually considering one, because I think they're a little bit more expensive. When Gabe was doing some research, embroidery machines are a little bit more expensive. I'm still thinking about your question, Serenity, about the, do I miss a regular schedule? Honestly, I think I trained myself to be a morning person because of all my college and school and my job at the time, but I don't think I really am. Like, I figure if I'm waking up and I'm happy at 10:30 or 11, I'm definitely not a morning person, nor was I probably ever. But I wouldn't have ever known that, you know, if I stayed in a regular 9 to 5, I would have never figured that out. Because, you know, weekends and maybe a week-long thing aren't even enough to tell you, you know? Like, now that I'm years in, maybe this is more what I wanted to do. For anybody considering freelance, though, I highly suggest getting business experience anyway, and like actually getting a career or a job. For a little bit at least. It will help your freelance. What are you doing? Oh. Are you gonna Insta stream right now? What's the arm for?
Take a video.
So I mean, any experience like that will help you. especially correspondence. I feel like a lot of the artists I know that never actually went to any sort of business anything and just started freelancing, I think their biggest problem is correspondence. Like, they don't understand how to properly correspond via email, or like how an email is actually supposed to be structured, you know? I feel like a lot of people don't actually know how to do that. So if you're emailing a client, like let's say you actually finally get a really nice big client for your freelance stuff, you might lose them because you don't know how to properly email someone. So that's a very important skill to have. Oh, gotcha, Matt. Thanks for telling me. Unlimited data. La-di-da. That must be nice.
It's not really though.
You must be paying up the butt, though.
No, I mean it's like a normal phone bill, but it's like it's unlimited up to like a certain amount of gig.
How bad does it throttle?
It knocks you down to like it's rough. Like if you're trying to watch, like if you're trying to stream shit,
Yeah.
it's rough.
Well,
Like you can still get away with it, but probably not. Because I mean, we used to have it on T-Mobile and we run out, and things get a little bit slow.
we as in you and me?
Yeah, when you were on T-Mobile with me.
I don't remember.
But that's because we never really ran out.
Well, yeah, I probably didn't use data on the go then either.
Yeah.
Because I had never done that before.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna have to fix some stuff in here, but for the most part, that one's okay. I actually might doodle. I kind of feel like doodling. You guys cool if I doodle? I think my old Dragon Con picture in here. Maybe it wasn't this one. Well, maybe it is this book. Why not? Man. I gotta look for my other one. I did a Dragon Con announcement piece last year. It's actually, I think it's on my Instagram. Anyway. Go ahead. Oh, Serenity, I don't know what you're referring to. You mean doodling? Thank you. Don't mind if I do. I did a pre-doodle. Ah! Yeah. It's kind of funny. You'd think I'd know how to draw a dragon or do my preferred dragon, but I don't actually have a preferred type of dragon, which is really weird. I do have that one coloring book I want to make too that's about dragons, but I was gonna do that this month, but with how things were, there's no way. But I was really sad about it because I really wanted to do it. Oh, you guys, we passed 7K on Instagram, so I'm gonna do a giveaway. I haven't announced to them yet what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a Cloverkin starter kit. So I actually already got all the stuff for this because once I thought of it, I thought it was pretty cool. I went out and I got the first 3 markers I started with, and kind of the ones that I would recommend now. I actually think I started with 4, and 1 ended up being like not useful at all. But yeah, this was last year's. Anyway, so I think you get 3 markers, 2 microns, a white jelly roll pen, and a white colored pencil. It's basically what I use on all my tone drawings. So I'm going to be giving away, I think, 3 of those kits. So that's a lot of money. I think I spent like $40 on it, something like that. But I was really excited about it. But anyway, I'm going to do another Dragon Con image. But since Gabe's not with me this year, wah wah, I'm going to just be drawing me. But I think I'm going to draw me on a little dragon. Where I'm like kind of heavier than it. I think that could be cute. But I also haven't done one of these announcement drawings for a while, so I was really craving doing one. I also decided to change my outfit for conventions that I have to fly to. Because I came to the conclusion that the dresses that I wear, if anybody's seen me at a convention, you've seen the dresses I wear, they're a little bit too big. They're not like Victorian Renaissance big, but they're like medieval Dark Ages, like flumpish. They're like lumpy and huge. Like even if I fold it, it's like this much. And they're kind of heavy when you get 4 of them together. So I was like, I gotta condense this. Not only that, but apparently Atlanta's gonna be like 70% humidity and 90 degrees. I'm not looking forward to that. I just got done with that here. I don't want that again. So, blah. I'm gonna still draw it though, because I think it's cute, but I don't know if I want to draw the same. See, and here's one thing. I can't figure out if I like the dragons that have wings that are attached to their hands or wings separate from their hands. I think wings attached to the hands are actually wyverns. Or wyverns. I never know how to say it. I think those are actually what those are. And dragons, it's separate. Like they're actually on their back. And then a worm, W-Y-R-M, is another kind, but I forget what that difference is too. Are wyverns worms? Damn these W words. I stumble over them all the time. I don't understand. Nah, I don't like his expression. Let's change that up. Oh, maybe it'd be cool to like spit fire. They're giant worms with wings attached? Okay. So worms don't have wings?
No, worms didn't have feet.
That might be true. They might not have feet. Because regular dragons just have 4 limbs and wings detached from their arms and legs. Wyverns have it where the arms are attached to the wings. And then I thought what Gabe thought were worms, W-Y-R-M.
Because it's a worm.
Yeah, it's just got wings. But then how do they even land?
Plop.
Maybe they don't have hands.
That's what I'm saying. Like they don't have any appendages.
Any.
It's
But
like a
I'm
snake.
saying maybe they have legs.
No, it's like a snake.
Huh. Well, damn. What does Alexa want?
That's
Huh?
my phone.
Oh. Oh, speaking of, I'm expecting Amazon. That's true, Serenity. Good point. Gabe, I have a package 2 stops away. Just so you know. Hey, Eliza! Good to see you too. So I'm a little sad I'm not wearing the dresses just for the aesthetic, but at the same time, I'm really not a dress chick, and I never have been. So there's that, but it's just for the space in my luggage, how much the luggage weighs, it's just not worth it. Especially for the 4-day cons. I mean, it's weird because those are the ones that I'm usually traveling to. So it's like, it kind of sucks because I can't bring, what I consider what's iconic. Oh well. Is that them? Or longer, depending on constitution. Aw, Liza, shut up. You're iconic, man. Aww. I appreciate that. You're a sweetie. still got flu. Oh, it's okay, Serenity. I used to make hidden object games, so I understand. I made one, I think it was called Ancient Mysteries Lost something, or maybe it was, oh god, what was it? It was like 4 words long. And it sucks because some games that a lot of game companies know whether or not they're popular as a company, and if they're not very popular, sometimes they'll name games according to keywords more than just naming a game because it's a game. So if you're a small-time game company, you don't always name it something quippy or cool or clever or anything like that. You'll name it with keywords that people can find easily. So usually it means that your game's going to have a really shitty name. So I think this one, because it was a hidden object game, it was called like Hidden Secrets Lost Mysteries or something, or Hidden Mysteries Lost Secrets, something like that. But it was one of those names that just had a bunch of words in it, and I was like, man. But I look forward to it, Serenity. I think watching people play those kind of games is funny. But that's another reason I don't miss, like, being in games. At least those games. I don't even know if I'd want to go back to regular games. I actually got kind of stressed out recently because someone had sent me an email, somebody I knew from college, and they wanted to know about mobile games because they were thinking about going into mobile games. And me being who I am and not being able to sugarcoat anything or lie about my experiences, I gave it to them straight from my point of view, how, you know, mobile gaming was for me. A nightmare, basically. And I told him, like, you know, if you want to eventually make your own games, which is apparently what he wanted to go into mobile gaming for, just bypass that completely. Like, going into mobile games as a stepping stone to make your own games, that doesn't exist. That's not really there. That's just like when people say, I'm going to go into QA to get to the art side of gaming. That doesn't happen either, okay? No. Instead, do a lot of your, you know, indie game research and all that stuff outside of it. You're going to be a lot happier, you know? Like, depending on what your end game is, that might not be a very smart thing to do, joining that and then never actually getting to make your game. Even if you do know, like, I know a lot about how to make games, but I could still never do it on my own. I was in gaming for like 10 years. I still can't make my own game. Why? Because I'm not a programmer. You know, I know programmers, and that's part of being in the game industry, but it was also because I went to this community game club, I guess you would call it. It's not because of my mobile game job. It's because I went to this extracurricular event monthly. So I would say, before you jump into anything thinking it's a stepping stone to something else, make sure it is. You know, talk to people that actually were into it before you jump in the water. Find out how deep it is, or, you know, all that kind of stuff, because you'd be surprised. It seems like it would be. You know, that's kind of illogical. I don't blame him for thinking that, but it's not worth the heartache, because really, there's so much. It's got so many problems. Matt, I'm glad you're home safe. Thanks for listening. Like, mobile gaming has just a ton of weird stuff with it that I didn't feel good about. I mean, the whole idea of it's gambling, technically, but at the same time, it's also a waste of money. But the main thing that disturbed me was because there's a mobile game psychology that we all were told to learn, and we had all this documentation and books on it. There are lots of books on the psychology of mobile games and how to hook people. You're making an addiction from scratch. You want your game to be an addiction. It's really sad. So I really didn't like that at all. I'm sure MMOs are probably similar, but I feel like they're still not as bad. I feel like MMOs give you so much more, where mobile games are giving you less and expecting more, you know? If that makes sense?
I think you literally get less game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at least with an MMO, I feel like you could play an MMO like almost for free, unless you really want to start to get cool stuff.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you can play. Can't you just keep playing WoW? You just can't level up.
No. No, you gotta pay for WoW.
I mean, I could run around in that world.
No, you can't log in.
Oh.
Yeah. If I remember right, you can play until level 20 for free.
Yeah.
Like, that's the trial run for Warcraft. You get up to level 20 for free, and then you gotta start paying. Which, I think that's fine. You know? Yeah, no, Serenity, you're 100% right. That's what they're for. That's their purpose. They actually say in the first 30 seconds, 10 to 30 seconds of opening an app, people will make their assumptions and uninstall or keep it within 10 to 30 seconds. So you're supposed to not have many intros. You're not supposed to have bullshit like ads, anything like that, because people will just rage quit, right? Like, that's the most important time during your game, is apparently that much time. So we had a lot of pressure on us, especially me, who was making the game intros, as well as the UI and all the other crap. But, like, there was one time, one of our games had 5 screens back to back of different, like, either an ad, an intro screen. Like, we had our own bumper for our company before our game. Usually you have, like, the publisher, you know, and then another one, but they won't do that anymore. They put that in, like, an info about section, so you can just get into the game. The whole idea is to get people into the game, right? All that auxiliary beginning stuff. This company was so full of themselves that they wanted people to know who they were so badly that we had to put this in the beginning, and it's like, people are leaving. Analytics says they leave by this time. Because in every mobile game you've ever played or whatever, there are analytics on your clicks. There's analytics on when you get out of the app, how long you stay in the app, where you spend the most time in it, all that kind of stuff. We recorded that. So we knew exactly when people were quitting. And it was like around the time that the splash screen came up for the company. And they're like, nope, go to leave it. You guys! Hello! It's not smart to leave that in. Anyway, so that was the kind of crap I had to deal with. I wasn't happy about that. So, it's like they wanted to depend so much on analytics, but then when they heard about the analytics, they didn't want to hear it. Or they didn't want to change anything based off it. Yeah, and it's like, if the analytics had to do with something with the art department, oh yeah, they'd cut it immediately. Like, anything that we had in there, they're like, oh yeah, people are doing this with this, so we gotta get it out of there. It's like, okay, but what about the splash screen? Not important. Okay. Technically the most important, but whatever. It was weird. Weird industry. I'm sure it's even weirder now because I was in it during the time when it was like the biggest couple years of clone games, where like Flappy Bird was being cloned, Angry Birds was being cloned, Cut the Rope was being cloned. There were so many versions of this type of gameplay out that there's just so many games of one type, right? Do you remember this? Oh, and Doodle Jump? Doodle Jump had tons of clones. So we actually got pressure on the art department to make a game that was a clone of another game. And that is not what I'm about. So that was probably when they started to really dislike me, is when I started fighting that. Because it's like, no, we have to be the one people want to make clones of. You know, and yeah, that's hard to do, but as long as everybody's on board with it, you know, and we had the hookups to be able to do the right kind of marketing for it. So it's like, we are in this position where we could do this. And we tried, but like, when we got to that point, they just lost faith, and it got really sad. What's so cute, Eliza? Where? What? This? I figure this year I should do a version of me angry. I don't want to say I'm angry a lot, but I'm passionate, right? So drawing a version of me on a dragon kind of angrily makes sense. Last year's was cute, but me, Liza, you're too cute yourself. So what's your list for September? You got a list? I know you do. Yo!
Hey, it works.
Did you get one, or was that a test?
Yeah, no, it was somebody bought some
Stickers? Let me show you how to pack them,
Yeah.
like I do. You might actually want to get some rigid mailers that are white.
Mm-hmm. Do you have, by chance,
By chance. You sound like Red. By chance, do you have any of these?
thinking, like, do you have any,
Did you get my package?
yeah,
Okay.
any tools that might have, like, I'm trying to think of how to make texture.
Dental tools.
Yeah.
Didn't I give you some?
Yeah, I've got stuff.
Use those.
No, I mean, I've got stuff. I'm trying to think of, like, tools.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a link to these rigid mailers,
Yeah.
okay? But I want you to click the company and see if they have white ones,
Oh, yeah, sure.
okay? Don't give me lip.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Are you in Twitch right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Down there by the pool there. They're making they're bringing they're gonna be
When you're done.
a Wahlburgers coming soon down there. By
That's
the,
true.
By the Meyer.
That's true.
Yeah, we're all excited about that. You know why?
We might get to see Marky work.
Ah, they've got the Impossible Burger there.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can get it down there.
Why are you talking like a Minnesotan?
You can get it down there at the Burger King, but, you know, I'm sure theirs are, it's a £1/4 there at the Wahlburger.
Okay, go in your whispers. You gotta quit it now.
You gotta do what now? Huh?
Go in the whispers. Oh, expressions. That's a good one. Sound like a cash register. It was. That was the Etsy noise for an order. Good job.
Get money, get paid.
Get
You
paid
know
all
how
day.
often I get orders?
Not often.
Once a month, maybe. I was trying to. I did one of those posts on my
On your Insta story.
and I'm like, hey, listen, if you open up a shop and you're not getting any orders, it's okay.
It's totally true. Like,
You gotta be like superstar status in order to be getting them all the time.
I think if you've got like 100K followers on Instagram, you can pretty much assume that if you put up like Prince, blah blah blah, that you'd get like 10 orders. But I shouldn't even assume that, but I would assume, because if we do, maybe I get one. I don't know.
Hey, so there's these blister pack things. I'm gonna show you.
Are you begging me for
No,
stuff?
I'm asking your opinion.
My opinion?
But I'm gonna put up a link of my buddy. That's my pal. My pal, but I love Jimmy. I'm gonna put it in the chat here. But for everybody else, he makes really cool toys. But he's sort of my mentor.
You gotta
Yes.
specify your mentors now.
Right. he's my toy mentor.
There you go.
But I put a link in there so you can check out. That's his latest toy. But I found a listing for these little package things.
Yeah.
You want to take a peek?
Eliza, just do it. Like, it's not like you're gonna make it and immediately people are gonna be like, oh my god, I found your store. I'm gonna order so many things. You can make your store and it'll probably be, like, unless you actually start advertising it, no one's gonna know it exists. Not really. Like, so if you need to just start it, do a Patreon too. I got Serenity to do this. I think you should too, actually. And if you do, Gabe and I will give you $1 a month. Okay, we'll be your first patrons. But there's a reason for that though too. But you should start a store and start a Patreon, and just even on your Patreon, just have a $1 tier, just to start. Nothing physical, no digital rewards, nothing. Just like a hey, I like your art. I'm gonna support you every month for $1. It's a good place to start. And then the best thing to do with Patreon is to build it up, starting with digital stuff, going to physical, because you don't want to start with physical if you've never done this before. It's more than you would ever assume it to be. So start small. You know, maybe like a good digital starter would be like every month you're doing a phone wallpaper or a high-res version of one of your pieces, something like that. If you even want to do rewards right away, you don't have to. You could just have, like, you know, you have a Patreon. Okay.
You know, 'cause I feel
See,
like some
I didn't
people
even know.
you know, they don't offer a way for them to receive money. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's like,
I mean,
how
it's
do you-
good to have that option. Because some people don't even want to buy things. You know, they just want to support you. So giving them the means to do so, you know, like that, I prefer doing that. You know, if I bought a lot of something of someone's and maybe they're not able to put out more, just supporting them, you know. Eliza, link your damn Patreon.
Did you see that thing I put?
You have Song Quiz enabled. Do you want to open it?
No.
No.
I don't even know what she said. It sounded like something.
Song quiz,
Oh,
I think.
weird. Can you,
Oh, that looks cool.
I found a listing for them and I can get 100 of them for $50. What do you
That
think?
means each one's $2,
What?
right? Yeah.
No.
No. Each is, wait, 100 of them for 50 or 50 of them for 100?
100 for
That mean each one's 50 cents?
50 cents each.
Are majority of the things you're gonna make that size?
Basically, I'm not really making bigger things, and if I do end up making something really big,
Yeah.
then I would bag it anyways.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm gonna let you make a big boy decision on your own. Like, this is more like, do you think you're at that stage where you can do that yet? Are you selling enough toys to be able to do that yet?
I think this is like if I go to New York and I can present them like that, they'll look that much better.
Here's the problem. Transporting those.
They,
Yeah. You would maybe get 5 in your bag, like, unless you can stack them and package them once you get there.
oh yeah, no, I think they are packageable. Like they stack on top of each other.
No, I know they do, but
Yeah.
are you able to assemble them at New York?
Oh yeah, because you just put you slip that vacuum board in the back.
Okay. Sure.
Churros.
I'll start drawing those now. Do it, Eliza. Do it. Hey, Kristen.
Please do.
Eliza, just give us your link. Here's the thing. If you or anybody you know has a Patreon, Serenity, if you want to post yours too, maybe you and Eliza can also cross-ref. So people can see who everybody backs. Not only that, but they can see when you back someone, like, because they'll get emails like, Ashley backed this person, and then you'd be like, whoa. So if I back you, Eliza, the people that follow me are going to get an email that said, Cloverkin just backed Eliza, I think. Or am I thinking of Kickstarter?
No, that's
It does do that?
Jimmy now.
Okay, so, I mean, that's a way to cross-promote each other, and for cheaply every month, because under who you support, they're the people you support. So, like, all of Von House and us did that together, so, and we did it for Serenity, vice versa. So you're not really losing money, because you're also getting it back. You might be losing a couple cents, just because Patreon takes a cut, but technically you're maybe paying 20 cents or something, because you're getting it back by the person who backed you. That makes sense. I know that's kind of confusing probably, but I don't know where this little guy's feet are. Here are his arms. I want him to be a chunky dragon. I mean, I guess his other one would be here. Yeah, that works. Party can start now. Shaldron's here. So, Kristen and Shaldron, are you guys, like, are we on your TV again or something? I just wonder about that. Like, when both of you come in here, does that mean my face is huge on a TV or what? Oh, and Kristen, Patreon stuff is probably going out on Monday. So, I'm happy to announce it's been upgraded because of the Cricut. I showed people this earlier, but this was when I used to hand cut them. They look like this white all around the bottle top, but now thanks to the Cricut, it's like cut really nicely too. It looks so much less janky now, so I'm happy about that. But one of the many things that it surprised me with, because I didn't even think about that till way later, that it could do that. And then you also get the stickers, which, for those that haven't signed up yet, if you go to the link at the bottom of the screen, my Patreon one, so these are the stickers for this month. You get 6 stickers with it. They're pretty big too. I really wanted to be able to give big stickers.
Does your pencil have like a metal tip to it?
Which
That
pencil?
one that I just got you?
Yeah,
And then the stuff is on the metal tip?
yeah,
We'll look at it for a
yeah. Yeah? Why didn't you come on the other side?
second.
Damn you. So those are the stickers you get. Like, that's how big they are. They're about 2 by 3 in some cases. Kristen broke your finger? How the hell did she do that? Why? How? Wow. Hell yeah, 4K TV. That's my face. You see my mole? My mole? God damn it. Oh no, it's an avalanche of woolly bears. Oh no. How awful. Just kidding. That's awesome. He fell down the stairs.
Yeah, in quotations.
I fell down the stairs.
Not that.
That's not funny though. Domestic abuse is not funny. I didn't know Patreon would send you. Yeah. Lorana? Is also very excited. Who's Lorana? Lorana? Who's Lorana? Is that one of your kids? Yeah. Liza, no physical yet. Don't do it. I know you really want to, but like, don't do it, man. Yeah, don't do it. I didn't know Lorana was your oldest daughter. I don't even think I know their name. Either of them. So you have Lorana. Who's the other one?
Rose.
Are you serious? Well, yeah, you're doing pictures of them, aren't you? See, how was I supposed to know? He didn't relay this to me. God. You pushed him. Oh, no. Natalie. Did you find out what the next one is? I forget. Are you getting your boy? Oh, boy. I'm nervous. It is a boy! Yay! Kristen, you get your dream! Oh, I'm so happy for you. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I remember how much you talked about wanting a boy at FairyCon last year. You've been blessed by the moss. I'm taking credit. I'm just kidding. I'm proud of you. Proud of you both. Good work. But he's not gonna like any of the Guardians because he's a boy. I actually have a few guys on the Curious Collector tier, and I did not anticipate that, I gotta be honest. I'm pretty happy about it, but yeah, I didn't expect it. I really want to spread the word, though, that these could be for kids. But I don't really know how to do that. Not yet, anyway. I think I gotta start going to libraries or something. You know what? I think I'm gonna pass on making the hands the wings. As much as I like that, I think it might be just cuter if he's all curled up. I did good. You done good. Good work. Bravo. Kind of looks like he's throwing up fire, but that's cool. I'm alright with that. You dirtied up my stream. I mean, it's been worse, believe me. I used to get a lot more trolls when I started. Oh, I don't know, Eliza. You'd have to check your analytics. Oh man, a boy with two big sisters. That's gonna be rough. Poor guy. No, I need the bathroom! I don't, Mom! Ugh. Butters, are you still alive? Are you? You okay? You just sleeping? This poor cat. Sorry, dog. This dog is more like a cat, I gotta be honest. I think this is not the first time I've accidentally called her a cat either. It's the most cat-like dog I've ever seen. Maybe this is too much fire. I know that's a ridiculous statement to make, but it might be too much fire. So I think Patreon for September, the Guardian's going to be a wheat spirit. And then, like a wheat watcher, or I'll think of something. What? What?
The Wheat Watcher?
What's wrong with that?
No, it's just like, I imagine, like, they're very, it's just sort of Weight Watcher.
You suck. Cat, dog, who cares? Well, I'm allergic to cats. But I do kind of miss their laziness, I guess. Because dogs can be rambunctious, but Butters here is like, since she's technically a senior, she's very chill. Very chill. She will stay on my lap for hours, and she'll beg to get on it, so she is basically a cat, wouldn't you say? Yeah, she does all the stuff cats do. Yeah, but we're more dog people anyway, so it's okay that, you know. You're a dog person, right? Gabe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. More than a cat person?
Oh,
Yeah. Like, I grew up with 7 cats, and... Like, I just don't like their attitude. They're too negative. They're kind of jerks. I don't like that. I only had one good cat that was actually, like, super nice. And
they can be nice, but
I think most of the time they're douches.
dogs are always nice.
Dogs are pretty much always nice. And if they're not, it's the owner's fault. Like, that's the thing with dogs and, you know, cats.
It's like rare to find one that's like just mean or indifferent, or you know.
Yeah.
Or if they're grouchy, then it's just that they're old.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Age has a lot to do with it. I don't want a fantasy cat tree. F that. No, but you can get cool dog, like, houses and beds and things. See, Serenity, I feel like that's how people think of their kids. You know? And sometimes, like, I know animals aren't kids, okay? I know. But I do cook their meals, okay? Like, I make them chicken, I make them all this stuff from scratch, right? I make their meals, I take them out. It's like 50% of my day taking care of these dogs. So I don't want to say I'm like a parent, but I'm maybe like 70% there. I don't have like the responsibility of teaching them math, right? Just to sit and stay and stuff. I'll admit, parents, you got that. You guys got that, but I don't know. Hey, good. Yeah, actually, Bruni had bathroom troubles ever since she was a puppy, up until I started cooking her food for her and just getting rid of kibble completely. Fixed her. Like, within a day, it fixed her, and she hasn't had problems since. So, and we were trying different kibble, too, because we kept thinking, well, this kibble's probably bad for her, this one's being recalled, blah, 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 blah. So it got to the point where I was like, screw it, I'm going to make her food for her. And I make it for all the dogs, but it's crazy, because even now, if we sprinkle a little kibble back in, because we still have like a bag worth, so we're still trying to get rid of it, but you can tell. Like, she'll go to the bathroom and it's bad again. And it's like, can't give her any, you know? Do you guys have the Enchanted Forest Kitty Sanctuary? Oh my. Is this the one that's a tree? Oh my god. See, but this is why I have hamsters. I could make this for a hamster and it won't take up as much room. That is really cool though. I'll give you that. What do you mean you wish? You got the money for it. Do it. So you got a baby on the way. Whatever. You got cats now, right? Eh.
Baby can play it.
The baby can play with it. The baby can be the goblin that's trying to siege on the cat's tree.
Oh wait, don't cats give babies like disease?
I thought cats actually make babies have better, like, immunity.
Like their poop or something gives them like the disease.
That sounds fake. $10,000?
Wow.
Nope.
That's how much the babies
Nope.
get.
Oh, I heard babies are like $100,000 a year. Is that true?
What?
Yeah, no. Because of diapers and stuff?
No way.
No,
one would be
serious.
able to
Look it
afford
up.
one.
Look it up. Look it up.
Actually,
What? I'm serious.
if
Before you berate me, look it up. How much do
$100,000 a year?
how much do babies cost a year? If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it.
no one can afford one.
Let's ask Alexa first, because she sucks. Alexa, how much does a baby cost a year?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
She doesn't know anything. If I ask Google the same question, it'll answer it in 5 different ways. How much does a new baby cost a year? Okay, $12,000.
hell of a lot different than.
Well, maybe it included college. I don't know.
That over.
Still, $12,000. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's more than I ever want to do. Because I looked at another thing that said every new pet you get, like, is maybe 2K a year? Something like that? Like, as long as they don't get any major surgeries or anything. Oh, wait. This doesn't make any sense. How am I writing this thing? There are plenty of ways to lower that cost. I mean, if I were ever to have kids, I would really try to do the reusable, like, diaper scenario and all that, because, man, I felt bad enough using lady products, because, like, tampons and stuff, nope. I switched to a cup when I still had my period, because it was too much money. So, like, if I had a kid, I would try to do reusable crap all the way around. Or make your own baby food, I'm guessing? Is that another way? I mean, making baby food sounds easier than doing what I do for the dogs.
Is that just boob milk?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you an idiot?
Yeah.
No. Making baby food, like pureeing carrots and junk. You know babies eat actual food, right? Eventually. Yo, are you this dumb though? For real? Damn it, Gabe. Okay, I think that works for me. See, 6 months. You feed them milk.
Yeah.
So at least that's kind of free. You know? Maybe I should say, how much does a 2-year-old cost a year? Let's do that one. Because, yeah, you're cutting out the milk part. How much does a, let's go toddler cost a year? It's around $13K. For a 1-year-old, it's about $100 a month. Half the world live on less than $3 a day.
In America.
In developing countries, it's only $900 a year for them. And in the US, this says $16,000 for raising a kid from birth to age 17. So I guess up to $16K a year. I mean, even if Gabe and I wanted kids, we probably couldn't afford it. I don't think I ever want it, though. You don't want it, right? Okay. That seems right. That's crazy. It's actually a lot less than I thought, though. I had heard different statistics a while ago. Statistics. I needs me that cat tower and 5 more cats with it. Sheldron, why are you such a cat guy? That's really weird for guys. Usually guys are dog people. Tell me why you're a cat dude. I must know. Being someone that makes their living off of drawing pets, I demand you tell me this. I need to know. Oh man, I finished a 4 hamster commission though, like 2 weeks ago. It was so fun. Lower maintenance. Dogs are annoying as fuck. Depends on the dog. And depending on your cat. I had a diabetic cat. That's not low maintenance. I mean, that depends on the dog too, and the age. Not all dogs bark or whine. Begging, we don't really get much of. It's like having a wife. Oh, talk about being sexist. So, are you saying you'd rather have a cat than a wife? Kristen, break his other finger. No good, son. You in trouble now. Let's have paper. Oh, this must be really soft lead. Because I just tried to get rid of some eraser shavings and I blurred it. I mean, right now the dogs aren't really barking. They're all asleep. The only one that actually barks is technically Chancho, but that's because he's got a Napoleon complex. And he's like a guy with a truck. He's trying to compensate for his size. So, meeting sexism with sexism here. Let's see. Yeah, he's asleep. He's the only one that barks. Bruni doesn't really bark. And Butters doesn't bark either. Like, I think dogs barking, I think of, like, the dogs that are, like, uncontrollable. Like Chihuahuas or something. Or Yorkies. I guess Yorkies are, like, the yappers of the world. They just... Can't handle that. Okay, I think I might ink this. This is not what I expected to do on the stream. I started it doing this stuff, but oh, do you have a big dog though? A lot of big dogs are dumb. Like, is it a lab? Like, I had a lab. I would never probably have a lab again. They're not my type of... Oh, golden. Okay. Yep. Goldens and labs are pretty similar, except I think Goldens are a little bit smarter if you take the time to actually train them. But yeah, I had a lab and she was dumb as shit. Sweet, but really dumb. Like, I kept trying to train her, and she just... I don't know. Bruni is extremely smart. The Poms are actually really difficult to train too, surprisingly. I'm usually really good at training dogs, but the Poms have been very very difficult. It's weird. They are sweet. It's true. They're just big babies, the Goldens are. No, it's just gonna be the Dragon Con announcement picture. So like, remember the one I showed you earlier? I don't know if you saw it in the chat or not, but I'll link it again just because. But deep deep. Deep deep. I already closed the window because I'm a dummy. Oh, good lord. Butters, why are you moving around so much? Okay, so yeah. There you go. Thank you, Serenity. Jinx. So I'm gonna put that up announcing that'll be at Dragon Con. So it's weird, a lot of the time I'll put up things that like on my story, and I forget some people don't always look at stories, so then I'm like, well shit, now I gotta do an actual, you know, post. So I don't know, Gabe, do you ever feel like repetitive when you do that? Where you do like a post and a story?
Sometimes, but then I know, like what you were saying, sometimes
You got to.
yeah,
But
people don't look at your stories.
yeah, because I think about how many people I actually see on my stories, and honestly, it's not that many. So I'm guessing I don't show up for everybody either. So because of that, I'm gonna have to do like, I've announced a couple times that I'm gonna be at Dragon Con, but really not everybody sees that. So, and I just got done doing like a crazy, trying to finish a bunch of commissions, and surprisingly, I've actually paced what I need to do before Dragon Con out pretty well this time. So I'm not scrambling. I can actually, as you can see, I'm streaming today. If it was maybe a year ago, I probably wouldn't be streaming right now because I'd be, you know, trying to finish whatever I've got to do before Dragon Con. So happy I've got some time to kind of do something like this because it's fun to do. But, you know, sometimes when you go to cons, you are kind of strapped for time. So, like I said, I'm pretty happy that, you know, over time I've figured out how to pace things better. But this worked out really nice this time. Really, Serenity? Aw, that's so sweet of you. That means a lot to me, really. Butters, I'm inking. Stop moving. I feel like with every self-portrait I draw, I keep looking more and more violent in my face. Like, the teeth I've drawn on this are, like, completely rodent-like. Like, they look sharp. They look scary. Which I guess I'm okay with that. I've been described as scary before, so I'll take that. Draw water over and over in every story they post. How many people do you follow that draw water? That's incredible. That many times, huh? I want it to be like liquid fire, almost like napalm. I really feel like dragons would have like napalm fire. You know? Like it's spit.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that make more sense?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've seen them do that before.
It's been like drippy, like lava fire in some cases,
Yeah.
but not enough. Too many movies, I feel like, make it like air.
Yeah. I think it's from their belly.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's like a combination of like belly and like whatever's in their mouth that causes the eruption.
I have to go to the bathroom. Gabe, you don't feel like drawing anything on camera, do you? Alright. I'll be right back. I gotta pick up this dog. Here she is. She's been on my lap. Is she cute? Oh, you're so tired, Butter. You're so tired. She's a leaner, too. She leans into, like, hugs and stuff. It's so sweet. You're such a good girl. Yeah, she is very pretty. I was very surprised. There you go, honey. Her hair's finally growing out. Alright, I'll be right back. I had too much chai tea. Okay, hi. Hi. If Chancho was awake, I would show you Chancho, but do you want to come back up? Or do you want to stay there? You want to stay there? Okay. She just stares at me and breathes hard. Why are you panting? See, you're warm. I told you. She gets way too warm when she's on my lap, but she doesn't know how to not be warm. So she'll stay there painfully, like panting. It's like, Butters, get down. You're obviously very uncomfortable. I'm actually gonna put a tooth here. I'll fix it later with a gel pen. But yeah, I'm not looking forward to Atlanta weather. It's too hot. Way too hot. There's a reason I don't live in the South. Too damn hot. I can tell I haven't inked in a while. My hand isn't as steady as it should be. Goodness. Kristen, when is he due? I take it you're not going to FairyCon this year then, huh? You know, it's funny, Serenity, because it's one of those things, like, if you're already in the, like, mindset of it, and if you've been doing it for a bit, your hands, like, they know. I mean, Gabe can probably back me up on this. Like, when you've been inking, you're better at it than when you go away and come back. Because, yeah, right now this is rough. I also try not to turn my drawings too much when I'm streaming it, so that's kind of a problem too. Christmas Eve? Like, seriously, Christmas Eve? Or around Christmas? That's crazy. You got a winner, baby. I'm a winner, baby. I'm a January, though. January. Christmas Eve, what a present. Here you go. December 24th, wow. Do you usually hit your due dates, like, exactly, or do you end up being around it? I'm gonna give this dragon a harness because I don't want to choke him. Like our bulldog. Bulldog has a harness. A week or two over. Oh. It's okay, Eliza. You did not miss much. Do you want it to be on Christmas, or would you rather he comes later? I kind of want to draw a little Hamu or something holding on. A week early. That's fair. Did I ever lose my art supplies, just in general? Ever? Or do I ever lose them, like, now? I'm actually pretty good at keeping them. I think the only one I've lost recently, but then it was very obvious when we found it again why I lost it. But I don't lose things. I'm actually very well organized. The only thing I lost was a sumo grip eraser, because wasn't it between like the couch and a table? Gabe?
Sorry,
Where was my sumo grip when I lost it? Yeah. It was between a couch and a table, so I didn't like lose it because I'm messy. I lost it because it fell. So. Yeah, Eliza. Come a week early. Oh yeah, everything I've ever heard about shared birthdays sucks. Not only that, but like my birthday was in mid-January and my parents still tried to lump it together with Christmas. It's like, no! Excuse me! No! Don't ever do that. If anything, like, even if your kid, it landed on Christmas, you should like celebrate their birthday separately, you know? I had a friend whose birthday was the 26th of December, and she would still get a party, but she just hated that, I'm getting less presents because it's near Christmas. It's like, do you really know that? I don't know. But I'm actually pretty good at being organized, Serenity. Like, I've got a lot of different compartments and stuff, and I've got stuff actually coming tomorrow for this. I have an area to the left of me that really it needs some sort of shelving or something, so I ordered some They're kind of cool. They're see-through, like stackable compartments, and they've got doors on them that you can open, so they won't get dusty. But also they're see-through, so I know what's in them, and I can stack them. So they're pretty cool. Why would you do that, Eliza? Just because of the Patreon tax or whatever? Usually you want to make your prices easy for people, you know. Half birthdays. You mean halfway through the year, Glitter? Oh god, Eliza, I'm with you. Man, it's weird. Chancho? Come here, Chancho. You want to be on camera? Come here. Come here, fatty. Come here. Want some scratchies? Come here. Where are you going? Chancho. Come here. Come here. They haven't seen you yet. Oh, they saw you once. This is Chancho. He has angry eyebrows. He looks mad all the time. But he's a little boy too. Oh, and you're so vocal. Are you upset? No, but he loves being scratched on his belly. He's a very pretty boy. He's soft. God, is he ever soft. But yeah, he's very grumpy. Even if he's being a sweetheart, and he's got like gremlin ears. They don't usually go up, they airplane, I call it, where they go just flat. And he's got like a mullet. It's really kind of gross. The back of his head is really strange. I don't know if you can see this, but look at that. It like turns into full-blown mullet. Go back to sleep. Good boy. But he loves belly rubs. Yeah, you gotta round the numbers for people. Even if you've got like an Etsy, like doing $10 is better than doing 12. The only reason I've got weird ones on mine now is because I combine shipping. So like my stickers are $8, but really they're $5 plus $3 shipping. But to have the free shipping show up on your Etsy, you have to kind of combine stuff. So, oh, and you cried. Oh, Liza. Chacho, what are you doing? You okay? Hi, Butter. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Gabe, do you want to feed him? Or do you want to wait and see? Wait till Bernie wakes up? Yeah. Okay. It's true, Glitter, I'm with you. 100% with you. I don't consider myself a holiday baby, but apparently my parents did. It probably has been, Glitter. The past couple streams have been pretty sparse just because Gabe hasn't been here, so I've been having to do dog duty pretty hard. So I either haven't been able to stream as long or as much. I didn't have the camera on for a couple streams because it's like I wasn't able to get dolled up. Yeah, that would suck. I would be really mad about that. like if I got actual themed gifts that were like Christmas, it's like, hello, this is my birthday. This is not my birthday, not Jesus's. Get out of here.
Christmas sucks.
Yeah, I'd be mad about that.
Like, great, I can wear these for maybe a day.
I remember one birthday Christmas that I got. My dad got me a Vikings jersey and something else football themed. I'm like, Dad, when have I ever wanted anything football ever? Like, I feel like he probably got them for free or something, and that's the only reason he got them for me. But I was like, I don't like football. Why did you do this? So he not only gave me this gift, but it was also a combined Christmas birthday gift. I was like, this is crap. Birthday is going to... You don't have to live around family and make a big deal about it. You should make your own kind of cool birthday tradition that's different than regular ones. Like, if I had kids, I thought about making, like, family-specific holidays instead of, like, Easter and blah, 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 because we would not be religious. Not at all. I'd rather make up my own mythos, you know, for the kids to have. Because then they could go to school and be like, huh? Easter Bunny, blah, 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 we've got this. And, you know, I guess it's basically the mythical monthly guardians. It's like what I'm doing for Patreon. But yeah, I mean, you could have fun with it. Family schmamly, you don't need it. Did you really, Serenity? Oh my god. I'm sorry. Is she awake? I don't care how many times I feel it, but whenever my Fitbit tells me I hit my goal, it always scares the crap out of me. Like it just buzzed and it was very uncomfortable. So I was leaning against it. Ugh. Awkward Fitbit. Awkward. There it is.
I think what's weirder is when you haven't done anything all day and then you hit your goal. And you're like, what the hell?
I wouldn't know what that's like.
Well, no, you know when I like if we don't go work out.
That doesn't happen to me.
Walking around a lot.
No.
Up and down the stairs.
Unless we're having like a moving day. I'm not that lucky.
Oh, I guess yours is a little tougher. Oh.
Go make him dinner, Gabe. Unless, I'll make you a deal. I'll make them dinner if you draw on camera.
I mean, I just felt it, but anyway.
Corey, thank you for the follow. What's up? No, that's not Chancho, that's Bruni. Bruni is hungry. She only gets that way when she's hungry. Which she's right on time. If you want to see something funny, go back in my streams to when, probably either last stream or the stream before, Bruni was having a little bit of a fit, and it was funny. I kept apologizing, but people said it was funny, so I let her keep going.
Bruni, you want to go eat? It's going to be a while. You hungry?
You might have to open a new thing of yams. That was Choncho. Thank you, Corey. That's very sweet. How do I feel about coffee? Okay, so this is my personal feeling on it. I don't like it as much as Patreon just because it's not known as well as Patreon, especially for doing what it does. I think people still know it as like a one-time donation thing. So I've got it set up for that, for the people who are familiar with it already as being that. But some people use coffee as a sort of Patreon, which if you want to go that route, you can. I guess they have less fees than Patreon.
It's only really worth it if you're making more than like $160 a month,
Oh, really?
then you're actually saving money.
Okay.
So for those people that make $400 a month on Patreon,
Gabe, go make her dinner. So yeah, I would say Patreon just because it's more well known. It's the same reason I still use Etsy. People stopped using Etsy because Etsy raised their fees, but honestly, I feel it's worth it for using a reputable platform that people are, they feel safe with, they're used to it, they go to it for handmade goods already. Like, I feel like those fees are paying for the fact that it's well known. That's why I don't have like a store on my website, because I feel like people are kind of about using people's stores on their website, because it's not like they come with the same guarantees or security that Etsy does. That's the other thing. And like I said, I feel like Patreon is more well known for monthly stuff. So it's kind of to you what you feel more comfortable with, but I don't know. Patreon's been really good for me. So I like it. I like it just fine. But no matter what you use, you're going to want to get used to advertising it. I feel like that's the main thing, regardless of what you use. How you communicate it to your followers is extremely important. So the other day, I was, pitching my Patreon, like, hey, don't forget, sign up before here to get this, that, and the other thing. And I got a message on Facebook from a guy that's like, well, first of all, he does support my work pretty often. So he was interested, but he was like, what is Patreon? So a lot of people still don't exactly know what Patreon is or what it's used for. So sometimes, like, it's good to mix up your marketing and actually explain, well, this platform is used for this, and, kind of explain it. I'm sure there are people that still don't even know really what Etsy is, It's better to not assume that everybody knows. But, for the people that do know, it's pretty obvious that they could figure it out, but, What?
You have 2 tubs of rice.
Do I really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you start using mix them. The big tub is tonight. That one should still be okay. So take what's left of that one and add in some of the new one.
Bernie. Hey.
Advertising is super annoying. Yep. But it's one of those necessary evils to be able to run your own business. And honestly, you get used to it. Like, I feel like I've got a sixth sense now for, I advertised this the other day. It's been a couple days. They're running out of time. Maybe I should do a reminder. So, like, today, I did another reminder about my Patreon because, once August is gone, you can't get the Woolly Bear Guardian at the bottom of the screen there. So, I remind people, I'm like, hey, you're running out of time. This is your last chance. If you want the Woolly Bear, you gotta sign up now. And I must have done pretty good on that this month because I think I gained 4 or 5 patrons, which is pretty good. Honestly, gaining patrons is kind of like pulling teeth. It's a little bit difficult because, you're basically getting people to subscribe to you. So I have it's technically a monthly story subscription, in a sense. So you get like this little microfiction every month that's based on a little mythical creature, either something that exists that I make up a mythos for, or a creature that's completely made up by me. But I don't know, it's really fun for me. It's honestly my favorite thing I get to do every single month. So I actually take pride in pimping it. because I want people to know. But yeah, sometimes you can't help but feel like you're annoying people, and I think that's just part of it, honestly. You know, it's just, you have to get over the feeling like you're spamming thing, because 9 out of 10 times you're actually not spamming people. I know it feels like it, but if you actually look at the analytics of things, you're not spamming people. Like, a whole different set of people, depending on when you post it, will see it. Every once in a while, maybe the same person will see it, but typically they don't mind. You know, I think most people understand if you're an independent artist nowadays that that's just part of the gig. And unless you're absolutely just doing that and not posting, like, parts of your life or new pieces and it's just advertising, like, I have unfollowed people that are just advertising and they don't show any other parts of their life or their art. Okay, yeah, that gets a little... Ugh. Doing Instagram stories is more effective than making a post about Patreon. I think you have to do both. Honestly, I think... So here's what I do. I know that you kind of see through. Here. So this is what I normally do. I'll do maybe 3 to 5 Insta stories over a course of time. And then, I also boost a post. So today I did this one again, where it reminds people, okay, you know, last days to sign up for it. Here's international price. Here's domestic. There's shipping is included. Here's all the stuff you get with it. So I technically use the same, like this same thing I've used probably 3 to 5 times. And then not only that, but I will do a post about it that stays there, you know, and then I've actually promoted in the past these kind of posts because they do help get in front of people's eyes that haven't seen them before and not just your followers. So honestly, paying for ads is also part of it. It's unfortunate, but it's the nature of the beast. I hate to say it, but it's true. Yeah, so boosting posts does help. It sucks though because, like, I boosted a post recently because I was trying to get close to the 7K mark so I could do this giveaway for people. And you get a lot of likes on a post, but you get maybe for every 20 likes you get, maybe you get a follow. 20 to 30 likes you get a follow. So it's not guaranteed to boost your, you know, boost your stuff, but it at least gets you in front of people's eyes, and knowing what to, like, how to cater your audience on the thing is good. So when you boost a post, it asks you to like pick interests of the people that you want to show your ad to. And I don't know how they figure this out anymore because I don't think many people use the interests area on Facebook anymore, but I'll show you. So this is important. This is knowing how to gear your stuff. Alright, let's say I was going to boost this post. Okay? So, promote. I want it to go to a website, and you can actually say what website you want if you don't want it to be your normal website. Like my shop is bit.ly/Cloverkin, so yeah, that's what I want. But if you don't want that, you want it somewhere else, you could totally do that. Then the target audience, I always create my own, because you actually usually get more people, like you hit more eyes. So I usually do this one I've called Everybody, and it's about 59 million people. It says that has the potential if you paid enough. But in this interest section, this is one of the most important things. So I've already put all these interests in, and these have to do with my art style. Fantasy film, Labyrinth, Mouse Guard, fantasy movies, Gen Con, Secret NIMS, Dark Crystal. So these are all interests that other people have liked. So this will show up in front of them, the people who also like these things. Does that make sense? So, if you wanted to add things to it, you can just type it in here, blah, 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 and it'll come up. And then after you do that, then you do your budget. I usually don't do more than $20 when I do a promotion, but maybe if I was doing something big time, I would do 30, but this is the most important part, I'd say. And it tells you how much your reach is. When you start adding stuff, this is, what it starts with. But like if I did automatic, usually it just does like a couple people. It doesn't tell me here, but on Facebook when you're doing one of these, it says automatic will get you maybe 5,000 people. But if you put in your own stuff, it'll change. This changes depending on the interest you put in. So you get different outcomes. So sometimes, like if I was doing a different kind of post that was maybe a print, if I did a print, I would change those. If I was doing an enamel pin, I would change those, like depending on the form of the product, Yeah, you can create your own audience, definitely. I would always do that. Don't do automatic. I feel like automatic kind of screws you over, but yeah, definitely check out doing your own. Sometime maybe take $5, put it into it, and have it just showing, having people go to your Instagram, instead of maybe a shop. If you don't have a shop set up, have it direct to your Instagram. Sometimes even a little bit of promotion goes a long way. Yeah, I say try it. See how it goes. The other thing about this whole running your business thing is it's really just up in the air. It's a lot of trial and error, unfortunately. It's a lot of, I don't want to say wasting money, but technically you're investing to learn what works and what doesn't. So it can be frustrating, but...
You know what I was going to say?
What were you going to say?
You know what I was going to say?
What were you going to say?
That, like spending $5 to promote something a month is like good, because like
it's more than other people are doing.
Yeah, and then like hopefully
it'll give you a leg up.
Yeah, it'll start boosting your views.
Yeah, it's something, Did you already feed them?
On the project.
You guys playing? Oh, cute. That I believe, Eliza. I've been very, very, very lucky. I actually really dislike when people diss the Postal Service, because honestly, for me, the Postal Service has been great. I've shipped over 400 commissions, and they've all arrived safely, honestly. So I can't really complain about it here in the U.S. I'm sure overseas it's kind of different. But I have been very lucky. Because every time I talk to other people about it, somehow their stuff gets ruined. And I don't want to start blaming the artist, but if I've done over 400 and I've shipped them all the same way, then maybe I'm doing something extremely right. Maybe that's the other thing. It's like this one thing I shipped to South Africa. It got there perfect. It was just there a little bit later, just because it had to go through customs for a little bit. But I mean, it's South Africa. Like, that's a ways away. So, but I don't know. Either I've been very lucky or I've been very smart with my packaging. One or the other. Not sure which, but just a lot of artists seem to complain about our postal service, and honestly, I have nothing bad to say. They've been very good to me. It is, Serenity. I always have a little bit of a heart attack. I always tell people too to, hey, let me know if it gets there, when it gets there. I should say, I usually tell them when it gets there so they don't have a heart attack. Because if you say if it gets there, that scares some people. So it's better to say, let me know when it gets there. Wording is very important. A lot of people don't like to stress wording of things, but man, it's important. Especially when you're dealing with clientele and customers. Wording is important. And I got 3 emails today from people that just got their commissions that I sent 2 days ago? Either a day ago or 2 days ago, and they've already got it, which blows my mind. I can't believe they've already got them, but they got them safely. They're happy. That makes me happy. The other thing is with commissions and stuff, if you want to hear from people, sometimes you have to poke them. And usually I do that like when I send them the tracking number. I'll be like, hey, your package is on the way. Let me know when it gets there safely. Thank you for your business, blah, blah, blah. USPS, you got it. Yeah, Serenity, hell yeah. No, you're totally right. Wording covers your ass, man. 100%. You have to choose words wisely in a professional setting. And that's what I was saying too about, like, when you are thinking about doing, like, freelance, if you should just go into freelance or if you should get a job first, like in a career. I usually say some sort of office or business job is good to get experience first, because that correspondence in email is going to teach you a lot. Okay, so I would very much recommend doing that before going into freelance, because you're going to miss out on a lot of important, I'm going to say office, what's the word? I'm brain dead today. Just office tactics, strategies, things like that. Like, what do you mean, Eliza? You can always ask us, too. We're resources for you guys. You guys are here for us, we're here for you, okay? So if you're ever, like, confused or something, don't turn down something because you don't know how to do it. Oh, there you go, Serenity. Serenity, it's still absolutely impressive that you know English, okay? Like, the fact you know 2 languages, so cool. So cool. I think that would give you a leg up in almost any scenario. Like, especially if you start doing cons. If you could do English speaking and German cons, I mean, damn. You're always confused. What do you mean? You with how to package something, or like what do you mean specifically? Gabe, did you use the new bowls?
Yeah.
Cool. That's fair, Serenity. I think that's the problem with anybody who's got a second language. Like, I can kind of understand what Gabe's family's saying when they're going around, but if they say like a very specific vocab word, I'm like, I don't know what that is. But like sentence structure and stuff, I can kind of figure it out. The mailing system? I mean, Eliza, instead of doing another giveaway, what about if you just got your shop up to have
I
like
don't know that.
3 different things? Why does she just think you're talking to her? You guys, Alexa is so weird. Serenity, that's fine. Like I said, even the fact that you know a second language is impressive enough where I think most people would just, if you got some stuff wrong, that's fine. You're still at least, you know more than we do that just know one language, you know? Like, I think that's super impressive. Like, those people that laugh at people for not speaking English correctly, it's like, you're an idiot because this person knows another language and they're trying to speak English. Unless you know 2 to 3, languages on your own and then you're making fun of them, so that's mean. But regardless, that person is already, kicking your ass. So, shut up. Don't ever be a jerk to somebody who speaks more than one language, and if they speak one kind of poorly, at least they speak it at all, I never understood that. That always pissed me off. Haha, you don't English good. It's like, why are you the way that you are? Why are you mean to people like that? That's so bad. Why don't you help instead of hurt? You guys, if you ever see somebody doing that, be like, well, at least they know more than one language. Do you? And if that person's like, no, then be like, then shut up. What are you doing? Did you just have dinner? Was that good? You guys see this cutie? Look at his little moo-moo. Hey, come here. Rooney, come here. Hi. You be a moo-moo? Oh, you give me kisses? You give me some kisses? Hey, look up here. Look up here. Oh, you so cute. You got big paws? You big paw baby? Oh, it's a good girl. She's a good girl. That's my Momo. Oh, Lord. Is she grown up now? Almost. She's 10 months. She was born in October last year. So she's 10 months. She'll be a year in October, the end of October. And she's 55 pounds, something like that. So she'll probably get a little bit bigger. Probably close to 60. Yeah, Serenity, that is a problem. It's like Americans who speak bad English, but I don't know. It's hard to tell who's speaking bad English and who's speaking, like, shorthand English, who knows English but doesn't want to do it. So it's like, I just try not to judge anyway, because it's just going to get you in trouble, typically. But does Bruni know tricks? Yes, Bruni does know tricks. Don't you, baby? Let's see if I can get her to do one. She knows bang, too. The one where it's like you play dead. Let's see. Bruni! Look at her sit. She's a little walrus. I don't have anything I can give her as a treat. Honey, you shake? Good girl. You lie down? You lie down? Good girl. So when I have her do the bang, like the gun, she lays down and gets on her side and puts her hands up. It's really cute. Can you speak? Good girl. See, I can teach dogs pretty well. It's just like my palms, For some reason, Pomeranians are ridiculous to teach, like, tricks. I don't know what it is. They zone out. They, like, ADD and, like, and they look away. It's really hard. Let's see, what else? You can shake, you can... Why am I spacing on your tricks? I know you can stay. When I tell you you stay really well. You sit. Good girl. That's my good girl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We did shake, we did speak, we did lay down. Bang! This one's harder without a treat. Bang! You don't have enough space? You wanna lay? Let me get you a cookie. You deserve a cookie. Hold on. You want a cookie? You want a cookie? I think cookie's more fun to say than biscuit, so come here. Ah, sit. Alright. Bang! You can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bang. Bang. She doesn't have enough space to do it. Bang! Yeah, that's okay. Alright, sit. Up. Alright, shake. Shake. Good girl. There you go. This hole in my pants is also from one of the dogs. So, there goes all my clothing. Anyway, so yeah, Bruni is easy to teach. She's very smart. She's very smart, she's very obedient. The Poms, like I said, I've been able to teach almost every dog I've ever had, except the Poms. She's a good girl. Yeah, she's got, like, the 2 teeth. She's a very, by-the-book bulldog. I could see that, Serenity. Actually, from all the dachshunds that I've heard of and gotten as, like, commissions, there's usually a little bit in there about them being rebellious. Like, I feel like that's just a dachshund trait now, because I've heard so much about them. But I could totally see that. They kind of have the same complex, I think, that Poms have, where it's like a Napoleon complex, where since they're so small, they have to act big. Like, Chancho totally has that. When he's on a walk, it's like the only time he really barks is when he's on a walk. And then if somebody comes up to him, he's a lover. Like, he's so sweet, but he's a dork. He's just a dork. But yeah, Bruni's fantastic. She's been a wonderful dog. I guess it's also hard too because Chancho and Butters are rescues, and Bruni I've been able to teach from, day one. And that's why I do like getting puppies sometimes. You can totally mold them. And I'm all for doing, like, getting a dog from a breeder if they're legit. Like, if they're a legitimate good breeder, they're not a puppy mill, they love their dogs, they only have like 1 or 2 litters a year, that's a good breeder. And I think that's fine. I hate the adopt, don't shop thing. Yeah, it's catchy, but I feel like it really discriminates on a lot of people when it shouldn't. Like breeders. Like, there are some really great breeders, right? And that's their thing. They want to do that, and they do it right, and they care about the dogs. There are good breeders. But rescues, obviously, good to get a rescue too. But I don't think it's right that we should, like, separate and segregate, I guess, the two kinds unless it's against a puppy mill. That's the only time I can agree with that. But just getting from a breeder in general, that's not bad. Like, I wish people were more educated. Like, if I see somebody throw up the adopt, don't shop thing, I'm like, ugh. Okay, you're just misinformed. Because there are good breeders. I mean, the one we got Bruni from is fantastically knowledgeable and good and loving to their dogs. And the one I got my last bulldog from, same thing. There are good breeders. And I mean, it makes people like me feel bad. It's like, it's, you know, it's not like I don't believe in rescuing just because I got a dog from a breeder, you know. Are you serious, Eliza? That's ridiculous. Just tell him my list, my art, my call. That's messed up. Like, I agree with rescuing, but I really think that, you know, being just a total Nazi about just rescues is a bad thing too. Any extremist of any kind is bad. That's how I view it. Let's see. My earrings would have a shine. Thinking about the other stuff that has a shine. Bruni trying to play with Butters. Butters doesn't exactly like to play traditionally, so Bruni will try to, but she doesn't like it. She doesn't know how to play either. That's the other problem with the rescues. Like Chancho, I was able to kind of teach how to play because he didn't know how, but Butters is kind of unteachable for that. She's a little past the point of being able to help, unfortunately. We'll keep trying, but she just would rather lay around. She does play a little bit, like, if you kind of rev her up and fluff her fur, she gets like, you know, she gets a little bit energetic, but I don't know if I can even call it play. I don't know, Gabe, what would you call that? She's just being playful?
Yes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just sort of like.
Like, it's the lamest form of playing, I think. Oh, Gabe. Look at Bruni. That's very nice of that person. Yeah, it's hard because, it's, well, also something really strange we noticed. All the dog rescues I looked at and dealt with, not a single man worked for them. It was really weird. I went through about 4 or 5 different rescues. And I looked at, like, their, you know, their employee list and stuff and who, like, helps them. No men. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know why men don't do rescues. It's really strange. But anyway, yeah, some dog owners are just dog people in general are actually kind of scary. Because they're so, I guess, extremist with this view of the rescue versus, the adopt, don't shop thing, that you cannot even talk to them about it. Gabe and I dealt with this one lady when we were trying to adopt Butters. She was psycho. I actually had to ask to talk to someone else because she was so hostile. She picked one thing out that I said, and I think some of you have already heard this before, but she picked one thing out I said and just exploded on it and didn't even ask me any questions. She just wrote us off and was like, nope, you don't get Butters, because of this. And I was like, no, wait, let me explain. She didn't even answer me back. She was a bitch. I'm just going to say she was a total bitch. But the next person I dealt with was fantastic. And I ended up giving the rescue still a good review, but mentioning that the lady we dealt with, the good one, got praise, not the other one. And that lady ended up telling the director about this terrible one. Apparently they've lost other adoptees and other people trying to rescue these dogs because of this crazy lady. It's like, at that point, get rid of her. She sucks. I was so mad. Because Gabe and I, we were so confident. We had applied for Butters. And we were like, there's no way. There's no way we can't get her. Because, our situation is too perfect. We don't, go anywhere. They're with us 24/7. They'll never be alone. They will legitimately never be alone. And then this lady just writes me back this terrible email, just scathing, saying that we don't get her because this one thing. I was like, oh my God. I was in tears, hysterical, just because I couldn't believe somebody was that, what's the word, just brash about one thing and just judgmental. I was so pissed. Anyway. Do you, Serenity? Oh my God. I would get fired saying what I wanted to those people. Because really, they need to know. Oh God, it drives me crazy. It's I understand where you're coming from, but you have not looked at all the angles, and you are not making an intelligent, educated, thing on this, because it's just they'll just make their conclusions and they'll go with it and they won't listen to any reason. It's you can gain some knowledge here if you just open up. Nope. They think they're doing so much good by being closed-minded. It's no, you're not. You're doing more harm. And in this lady's case, she was losing, adopters because of her terrible mindset. So I honestly hope she gets fired. Yeah, you work for a rescue, good for you, but you're awful at it. Take her off email correspondence at least. God, so dumb. Especially if she's losing you adopters. Hello, you're a rescue. That's your main mission. If somebody in your rescue is costing you, adopters, and wrongfully, get them out of there. What are you doing? Hi, honey. What's wrong? You being sweet? What are you doing? Do you gotta go potty? Gabe, she might have to go potty. People are so scary. I'm so scared of people. I'm also scared about me around people sometimes because I will yell at someone that's an idiot. And it'll probably get me killed. Honestly, someday I'll probably get into some kind of altercation. Is that Chancho? She has to go potty.
You gotta go potty, honey?
You gotta go potty? Bruni, you gotta go poops? You're crying? See, I could talk to her. I love that. You gotta go poops? Sometimes we can say, do you gotta go potty? And she won't respond. Then you say, you gotta go poops? And she will respond. So she knows the difference.
Come on, let's go.
Go outside with Papa.
Come on.
See, my dogs are my kids to me. You know, I adopted them, but they're still my babies. I feed them. I teach them. They're as close as I'll ever get to children. I know to people with kids that seems ridiculous, but to me it's very real. I'm glad I doodled. I really do have to do those ink washes for Dragon Con because I'm going to sell those, but after the busy commission week I've had, it's really nice to just draw right now. So thank you guys for letting me break my mold. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kristen. I really appreciate that. Because I have run into the people that, you know, are like, pets are not kids, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. But for me, it's the closest thing I'm going to have. So give me this one, you know. But, I don't know. Like, we wake them up in the morning. Our whole morning revolves around them. We don't even start working until all their stuff's taken care of. Like, I seriously do treat them like they're babies, you know. And I like that. I like it like that. But it's like I can't have the devotion or the time needed for actual kids. Plus, being pregnant scares the hell out of me. Like, the idea something's growing in me, can't do it. Like, if I ever get cancer, it's gonna freak the shit out of me because I can't do that either. Like, it's scary, the idea of something growing in me. I can't do that. I think I've seen Alien too many times. As much as I like Aliens, like, I love that movie. The concept's freaky though. Oh, really? God. I mean, if you think about it, there's some parents that treat their kids worse than some people treat pets. You know, think about the reverse. Some people just think, oh yeah, just because you treat your pets like kids, that doesn't make them kids. Well, there are some parents that are so neglectful, they treat their kids worse than pets, you know. So... Very true, Serenity. Like, sometimes I go back and forth with the whole, I wish I was more passive, or I wish I was less outward with what I thought was stuff. But if I'm fighting for something that's important, you know, then I am thankful that I can't shut up. Sometimes my mouth gets me into trouble, but sometimes I'm thankful for it. There have been times, though, I wish I was more shy, but I always seem to talk myself out of it. Yeah, I feel you, Eliza. That's why I tell people who, like, it sucks being a bulldog owner sometimes, because you'll get people who are like, oh my god, I want a bulldog. And then I stop them. And I'm like, listen, are you serious? And they'll be like, yeah, someday I want to get a bulldog. And I sit there and I tell them everything that it involves, because it is not a normal dog. I have to wipe her every time she comes back from going to the bathroom. No matter what kind it is, we have baby wipes next to the door. Because their tails, you have to clean them every single time they go to the bathroom. Okay? You have to wipe their folds every day, like 2 to 3 times a day. You have to dry their face after they take drinks of water, because they can get yeast infections and stuff super easily, right? Infections, rampant. They have all these things that can happen to them if you don't maintain them. So in some ways, they're like a newborn baby forever. And they, I think, live 10 to 15 years, somewhere in there. So bulldogs are no joke. So if you ever meet somebody that is contemplating a bulldog, tell them it's basically like taking care of a newborn for like 10 years. And me, when I wanted another one, because I had one and my ex-husband actually kept it, and I'm fine with that because he was a very good bulldog daddy. He took very good care of her. But with Gabe, I was like, all right, if we're gonna do this, I need you to know. I need you to know what you're getting into. Like, I made sure he knew before we did it that we got her. This is what's gonna happen. So, you know. What do you mean, Eliza? Like, you just freeze up like you're super shy, scared, or how do you mean? All right, I think this is done. I'm just gonna post it on Instagram. I'm gonna put all the text on it too. But I guess I could do that while I'm on here. Do you guys want to see me fully do this? To the point where I'm gonna post it? Or would you rather I do more Inkwash stuff? Whatever I feel like doing more. I'm like, whatever. Because if I did feel like doing one more than the other, I'd probably do it. It's just, I wonder how much you care about seeing me futz with text. But I was wondering which would be more interesting to you, I guess. Inkwashes? Okay. Let's see. Serenity, you said you like the snail, right? Let's do the snail. I'm gonna look up this flower again though, because I totally forgot what it looks like. It's called a wood anemone. God, that word. My entire life, that word has been hell to say. Anemone. Anemone. God. Chancho, it's just Bruni. It's okay.
Josh. Hey.
Oh, Eliza, I get you. Like, you're dumbfounded by their stupidity sort of thing? That sort of scenario? I get that. Like, how could you even say that? In those cases, I usually excuse myself before I do something bad. I may not know when to stop my mouth, but I know when to leave a situation, typically. Well, I can't find the exact reference I used. So, when you can't re-find a reference, and I think I actually saved it on my computer somewhere, but I did recently delete a lot of stuff. Let's see if I actually saved it. Oh, nope. Still going. Still going. Oh, I got all these pictures of Chancho. Bless you. Nope, I can't find it. So then I'll have to synthesize it technically from other pictures, which is fine. Serenity said, bless you, Gabe.
Thank you.
Oh, come on. My ink's already dried up. Psh, that's stupid. Remember not to put out a ton of your whatever you're using. Just in case you can't use it all. Then you won't waste it. What are you even boofing at? See, I don't even call that a bark, though. I call that a boofed. Boof. So, Chancho has this thing that I call aftershocks, which is basically like if he did bark at something maybe 10 minutes ago, he still has aftershocks or afterbarks where he gets so revved up that he will keep barking long after it's happened. But it's not like a bark, it's like a buh, buh, buh. It's like he's coming down, you know? So I don't know. I consider barking like full out, like, you know, when they're actually upset or something. Or they're barking at someone. There are many different types of barks. I try not to get mad at them for barking either, because honestly, barking it's like us talking. So when you're telling, you know, the dog to shut up or something, it'd be like if somebody was talking and you just repeatedly told them to shut up. And Bruni just fell on the floor. So I mean, dogs are gonna bark. It's just a thing. Where's Butters? Is she with you?
Yeah.
So no one's doing anything cool for the weekend? Come on. You guys. I'm living vicariously through you. Do something cool. Even if it's at home. I don't necessarily mean partying. God, no. What are you doing that you think is cool? Like, I'm really excited because I get to actually finish up and send out my Patreon rewards, which is like my favorite time of the month, honestly. Our doorbell plays La Cucaracha. 'Cause Mexican. Turn it down really quick. Oh, thank you, Kodiak. Sorry, I just saw your message. Ninja Howdy. Have fun. What are my favorite colors to work with? Probably the sepia tones and like a yellow-green and like this wine color. That's like, it's like a pink-purple desaturated magenta, probably. It's hard to describe it, but there are 3 colors I really enjoy. Relaxing. Relaxing is so important, you guys. Oh my god. It's like burgundy, but it's more pink than red, and it's lighter than burgundy. It is really very much this color. Oh, it looks red there. It is not red. I don't know if you can see it on there. No. It's more of a wine, but God, it's so hard to explain. Okay, think of maybe a rose gold. Yeah, rosé, kind of, but less pink. Or maybe darker than rosé. God, it sucks because even if I try to show you on screen, it's not the right color. It's kind of like this, but not as pink. It's so confusing. I'm so sorry. It's such a difficult color to pinpoint. Gabe, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need water?
Yeah, grab a breed.
How about you get that?
Grab a breed. Grab a breed. Grab a breed. Grab.
You can stop that anytime. That's annoying as hell. We're very honest with each other. If we're annoying each other, we say it right away. Right away. Do you understand? Thank you. It's kind of, actually, Serenity. Is that your picked color for your name? Because it's basically that color. Maybe a little bit more desaturated. So I think you're always that color if I remember right. But it is basically that color, but a little more desaturated. You think you want to draw this weekend? Oh, glitter! Have you had a art block recently? You sound like you have, the way you said it. Okay, so you did choose that color? Because, yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. If you can see what your color is right now, like if you actually chose it, it's that one, basically. Oh, you've got the time now? Oh, you poor thing. You've been too busy.
Hey,
Chancho, don't work yourself up. Everything is fine.
Chancho.
What were they fundraising? Cookies?
No, like varsity soccer or something.
They asked you if you wanted anything?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a popcorn or something.
It's like a what?
Popcorn, I think?
Popcorn?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a tin of popcorn, but it's like, I know I'm not getting that popcorn right away.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
Who does that?
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you indeed? Popcorn me now. You know what I picture to be kind of funny? It's a little bit evil. But the fact that they come by, they're like, hey, yeah, popcorn. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. And then you're like, man, popcorn sounds good. And then you come back in the house and you just cook popcorn.
Standing in the yard eating popcorn.
Eating popcorn. Man, I'm sure glad I have this right now. And not in 3 months. My parents were never the type to help me with that kind of stuff. You know, like where some parents would take the fundraiser stuff to work.
Mm-hmm.
Mine never did that. Never. But you know what was extra funny? My dad, thought he had his own business, but really he was doing one of those catalog things.
Yeah.
And he would take that to work. I'm like, Dad, you're doing the same thing. Like, how can you do this?
You know what I saw today?
What?
Herbalife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like some dude with his car and it said Herbalife on it. I'm like, really?
Do you know you're part of a pyramid scheme?
Yeah, is it still around?
Wow. I haven't even heard that in a long time. That's pretty hilarious, actually. As long as you didn't sell it, Eliza, I don't mind. I mean, don't dedicate all your time to it. That's the only thing. Like, fan art's okay in moderation, as long as, you know, you're scratching that itch, you don't sell it, and, you know, you're not sacrificing too much of your time that you should be making your own stuff. But then again, like, in the long run, if you're not trying to be like a freelance artist, and let's say you've got a day job and you don't really want to ever go freelance, if you want to spend your time just drawing fan art in your free time, go for it. But if you do end up wanting to be like a freelance artist and, you know, all that, you have to learn to draw things other than fan art, and it's part of the business to be able to draw more than that, you know? But yeah, if that's what you want to do. Like, I know I've got this this reputation for being a Nazi when it comes to fan art, but like, it really depends on your circumstance. I just get mad at all these artists I see at conventions who are selling it, and it's like, you are doing yourself zero favors. You know, that's my problem. They're wasting their time, and it's not going to help them in the long run. Because obviously they're trying to do freelance, you know? So that's what makes me mad. And they're stealing. That also makes me mad.
Especially the ones that are really good.
Yeah. Especially the ones that are really good. It's like, what are you doing? But yeah, Eliza, if you start selling it, I'm gonna come find you.
Taking a plane to the Philippines.
I'm gonna get you.
Where's Eliza? Who knows Eliza?
Eliza DC, where you at? Yeah, and that's fine. However, may I suggest, and I tried to explain this on another stream, but there is that that feeling you get when you have the urge to draw fan art, right? And that's just, I think people, like you say fangirling, I think people say that, but they just mean they're inspired, right? So the same thing happened to me when I was watching Sabrina, the new Sabrina. There's this one scene that I got super inspired by, and I almost wanted to draw fan art of it. But then I realized this isn't about this exactly. I'm inspired by what I'm seeing. So then you take what you're seeing, distill down what it is in that scene or what it is about it that you're really excited about or that's super inspiring, and you take that energy and you put it into something similar that's original. Okay? So Eliza, maybe as a little exercise here, before you go drawing the fan art, take what you see or what you're feeling and distill down what it is about that. Is it the, like, female camaraderie? Is it the badassness? Like, what is it specifically that's making you feel that way, right? And try to channel that into a different kind of piece. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, what I distilled down out of that scene that I really dug was just the fact that this book had two rocks on either page holding down the pages. Literally, that was it. That was just it. So, then I ended up drawing a scholarly owl who's writing in a book where the pages are held down by two rocks. It's generic enough where I could have eventually gotten to that on my own, but since I was inspired by something and I saw it, I can incorporate it into something of my own. If it's too specific, you can't really do that. But you can still figure out a way to use that inspiration for something original that you can actually make money off of, have credit for, all that stuff, where you don't have to give the credit to something. You know what I mean? Like, that way it doesn't have to be She-Ra's. It's still Eliza's, but you took what you liked out of that and rejiggered it, you know? Exactly. Serenity, perfect example. There you go. Exactly. Because there's usually something behind a reason that you want to, draw the fan art, right? And what sucks is, I get it when it's like a built-up thing. Like maybe you've watched the entire series and you want to draw fan art of like that last scene in your own way because it was so, powerful. At that point, it's like, why? Do you have to? But I don't know. Oh no, Eliza. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this stage in you trying to grow your account and stuff, I would say if you wanted to draw She-Ra and use the hashtag and whatever and get some follows off it, go for it. But I feel like when you get to a point where you have enough followers and you've established a style and you're trying to make it on your own, you need to break off then. And you need to start showing people, okay, it's a good bit of training wheels, but after that, you have to grow up and go to college, that sort of thing.
You know what sucks with that though?
What?
Like I'll follow people and I'm like, oh man, this is really good stuff. And then they start doing like fan art, or they just start taking pictures of like, just dumb stuff, and they stop posting art.
I've never had that.
Well, they stop posting things that that I don't like. So then I feel like, all right, why am I following this person? Let's unfollow them.
So wait, what are you talking about in regards to what I said?
I'm saying like doing like a fan art piece, or just like you start.
Oh, it's not for you. It's for the people like, okay, so if you go far enough back on my Instagram, you will see fan art. Okay, I was drawing a lot of Mega Man, I was drawing Castle Crashers at the time, a lot of stuff like that. And I'm sure in some fashion that helped grow my audience, right in the beginning. And once you stop drawing fan art and you start, growing your own audience with your own original content, the people who still like it will stay, right? And that's fine. But in the beginning, if you're still trying to figure out your style and all that, you're still a new artist, I think it's fine. Just don't sell it. But yeah, you can use it. But Gabe, I think what you're saying is if they're established already.
No, I'm saying like if you're doing that and then you start getting followers because you're doing a few fan art pieces here and there. What are those people following you because you're doing fan art?
Well, yeah, it's good to think about that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said, if you're brand new to this and you're, I'm not saying if you're established by any means. Draw steampunk, Serenity. Go draw a gear, get it out of your system. But I'm just saying, don't let it become you, Like, it sucks when an artist is too known for their fan art and not enough by what they do, Like, it's hard enough to establish a style on your own, let alone be able to, set yourself apart from if you were doing fan art to stopping fan art, That sort of thing. And honestly, if you can just avoid it altogether, I would. But I find that's harder for people to do. When I mention it, a lot of people are like, no, you don't understand. I need to do it. I'm like, okay, well, if you need to do it, that's different. Or if it's just for you, Eliza, and you just want to do it, just do it for you. You don't even need to post it. Like, if you want to stay true to trying to keep original stuff on your, on all your accounts, just get it out of your system. Use it as an exercise. I don't know. Not everything you do you have to post. Especially if it's fan art.
I guess that's another thing. It's like, do you need to post it? Like, is there a reason to post it?
Yeah, I mean, I get that Eliza does like the camaraderie of a fandom.
Oh.
I get that. But you don't have to post it on your account. You could go find a She-Ra forum and just post it there.
Reddit.
Or Reddit. Yeah, you don't have to actually post it on your account either. Put it where people actually would appreciate it. Do it, Serenity. Why not? Yeah, Tumblr would be fine. Tumblr's basically a forum anyway, you know. But, like, I don't know. I feel like Instagram, out of all the platforms, is probably the most reputable when showing someone. Like, if you have to show them something that's not your own website, your own domain, Instagram is probably the best. It looks better than DeviantArt, let me tell you. But, if you can keep that pretty clean and original, I would. That's just my opinion, but I would strongly suggest it. Being somebody that used to hire people, it does look good. Like, it looks better to have your own website and, you know, to be drawing daily or frequently on your Instagram and to have your actual professional pieces on your website. You know, use an actual gallery on your website, but use Instagram to prove that you're creating often. That's even better. Like, Instagram is a sketchbook, in my eyes. So showing people your Instagram is like showing them your sketchbook. Your catered sketchbook, let's say, to an extent. It is a different animal, completely. Like, Twitter, I can't even forward anything to, because Twitter uses totally different hashtags than Instagram and Facebook. It's treated differently. You're gonna want to include a picture with as many Twitter posts as you can. They're gonna get more exposure if they do have a picture associated with them. I learned that from doing mobile game research when I was in the field. Like, you don't want to do a post that doesn't have a picture. Like, that's just 101, you know? So make sure every, you know, Twitter post you do that, you know, it's not just a link to Instagram. Make sure it has a photo. Tumblr I forward stuff to, but that's because I don't care about my Tumblr as much. I have a fair amount of people on it, but I feel just it's not as worth my time. Maybe if Tumblr had a way to promote things, maybe I'd spend more time on it, but it's just that demographic isn't really up my alley. That's the other thing. Know where your demographic mainly resides. Honestly, I do the best on Facebook, funny enough. A lot of my the people that buy my commissions, most of them use Facebook because they're either a little bit out of touch with social media, like they don't post very often. They're usually family oriented. Those people are primarily on Facebook. So I do pretty well on Facebook because of that. Funny enough. But it took me a while to realize that. And sometimes Facebook sucks for some people. Like, I don't know if Gabe does very well on Facebook.
Me?
You do okay?
I think so.
Do you know why you do okay?
Because I've got more people there that I feel like it's more followers there that actually pay attention to my work.
That's true too. I feel like people that use Facebook check Facebook pretty often. You know? Alright. I'm going to quit. Does anybody want to talk about anything real quick? Have any questions on anything? I'm actually getting a little bit of a headache, and I'm pretty sure it's from these glasses, because I only wear these glasses during the streams. I have a different pair I wear, so when I wear these, my face isn't used to them, so I sometimes get a headache from it. Lame, I know. I should really just start wearing these normally. That's crazy, Eliza. Yeah. See, there you go. And I think because of She-Ra's, like, content, because they're very, like, LBGT, you know, what's the word? Centric, I guess. And that's Tumblr. There you go. I mean, it sucks to look at demographics because demographics basically means stereotype, if you think about it. But, I mean, think of stereotypes. They can hurt if used inappropriately, but they are also true in a lot of senses. So as a marketing tool, unfortunately, stereotypes should be taken into account. But it does suck, you know? Like, a lot of my demographic are moms or ladies that like tabletop games and stuff, so there are very specific areas on Facebook where they reside, and that's just part of marketing. I think that's something that unfortunately is just a thing. Like, marketing has to do with demographics, and demographics are basically stereotypes and pinpointing where stereotypes are. So I actually don't know the difference between a stereotype and a demographic. Now that I'm talking about it, it feels like they're interchangeable. You know, I don't know. That's really weird.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Eliza, do what your heart wants, but the only caution I would throw your way is to just think about it before you do it. Like, what are you going to gain? You know, how much time does it take? Should you be doing something else? Where do you want to be? How will it affect your journey? Stuff like that. And it sounds like deep thinking, but if you treat it in kind of a lighthearted manner, it can still be lighthearted. Well, I want to be doing this. Okay, then maybe I shouldn't do this. Whatever. You know? Certain dogs have similar personality traits. Sometimes. Cat people, yeah. With, you know, like I said, I've done 400 some commissions. Cat people definitely are a stereotype. That one's 100% true. Dog people seem to vary. Lizard and rodent people, very similar. I can't speak for myself because I feel like I breach a lot of those because I've got hamsters, I've got dogs, blah, blah. But I think depending, on what dog they have, they might have a certain trait. It depends. Like, the fact we have a bulldog and 2 small dogs matches the place we live and how much we can actually do. We don't get out. We don't get to do much. There's not much, like, exercise that we do just daily. We're not like hikers or, mountain climbers or anything like that. Those people typically have very active dogs. They've got active golden retrievers, labs, all those types of things. But the fact we have, a bulldog, which is a very lazy animal, that doesn't need much entertainment, right? And the Poms, same thing basically. They do have energy spurts and they do need some exercise, but since it's so small, it's not as much as, a bigger dog would need. So if you think about it like almost in terms of energy, then you can kind of stereotype people with their dogs. I think it basically comes down to energy, like the energy level of a person and the dogs. Like old people usually have cats, because they can't.
Or wiener dogs.
Or wiener dogs, or little dachshunds, things like that, What about bird people? Bird people! Oh! Bird people are on a whole nother level. Serenity, you guys are like, I cannot wrap my head around bird people. My aunt is a bird person, but she's also a snake person. She has like boas, right? But she also has like cockatoos and cockatiels, like big ones and small ones, and she rescues birds. She's crazy, like actually crazy. But you're down to earth, but I think you're just unique. I think bird people can vary. They're the wild card. Honestly, if I had to think about it, I haven't done enough bird portraits to know. I've done African greys, cockatiels, parrots. There's a C word parrot that I've done. I don't remember what they're called. No, I'm not gonna remember it. But yeah, Serenity, I'd say bird people are up in the air. I have a friend who's a bird person, and she's shy, reserved, but smart and kind of wacky. So that does kind of describe you, I guess. But my aunt, she's nuts. Like, I don't know. I almost want to throw her out as a... But I think bird people might be shy. If I think about it. Yeah. I mean, Natasha, did I describe her pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a little bit shy, but like if you bring her out of her shell, she's like really fun and really smart and creative, super creative. So yeah, sounds like you, Serenity. If I have to, I don't know, I don't like stereotyping, but I kind of have to, you know, sometimes. You mean parakeets? Are parakeets lovebirds, or are those different? Are budgies parakeets? Oh my god. I don't even know. I haven't gotten anybody who has parakeets yet.
I feel like parakeets are kind of like...
I always see them at the pet store too, but I don't know anybody who has them.
So, like, I think they're like, I don't want to say the poor man's bird, but I think they're very expensive, so I think...
You know, if I were to have a bird though, I think I'd want a parakeet because they have cute little chirps.
Yeah.
You know, they're like having a wild bird. You know? I feel like all the other birds might be a little bit more upkeep. The ones that you can set free in the house.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I could ever own a bird. I would feel too bad. Unseparables? Cute. Rooney, I know what you're doing. Stop it.
Hey.
Oh, they are a variation of parakeet. Okay. There you go. 2 cockatoos. God. Cockatoos are so cool, but they're huge, and I don't even know how. Yeah, cockatoos are huge. You're thinking of cockatiels. Cockatiels are like as big as your hand, where cockatoos are like a foot, 2 feet tall. They're huge. Yeah. Type in cockatoo. You'll see the difference. They're smart as hell, though. All birds are smart as hell.
Oh, those.
Yeah,
I like them.
that's a cockatoo.
Great.
My aunt has one of those. She named it Miss Jackson. That was actually probably my first pet in armor that I did without knowing it. Because I dressed her up in jewels and stuff. That was a long time ago. Maybe like 2012 or something. Okay, I'm gonna go. If anybody has anything else they want to talk about, you can totally message me on Instagram or whatever you want. I'm everywhere. Doesn't matter. Whisper here, whatever. I won't be here next Friday. I will be in Atlanta at Dragon Con. So if you're there, feel free to stop by. If you're not, you can always message me. I'm usually bored in a hotel room, which I'm fine with. That's what I prefer. Gabe will probably stream sometime next week, right?
Maybe, yeah. I might like do Instagram.
Yeah, he'll probably be doing something. But anyway, also last couple days for the Patreon stuff, $6 domestic, $9 international to get the cute little woolly bear stuff. So I will be putting up this drawing with some text and stuff tonight within the next hour or so, I think. So anyway, thank you guys for coming. It was great talking to you. I'm glad we actually got to hang out some tonight. Sorry about the past 2 weeks. Things have been crazy. So not next Friday, but the Friday after that, we should be good to go. I'll be back. I'll probably have some stories. I'll make sure to write down anything noteworthy so I can tell you about it. And you know me, I'm rant heavy, so it'll be entertaining most likely. Anyway, have a great weekend. Take care. Love you. Bye.